There's something that's been really bugging me lately, and it's when I see people make these mistakes when they want to monetize their blog. Hi bloggers, welcome back to VOHTV and another day of the Blogging Basics series. Today we're going to dig into some of the biggest mistakes that bloggers make when they try and monetize their blog. And what I want to say before we start this is that I promise I'm sharing these from a good place, my friend. These are mistakes that I see bloggers make time and time again, and I've even made some of these mistakes. Especially number 7, that's a big one. What I don't want you to do is feel guilty if you are making any of these mistakes. Instead, let it drive you forward to make some positive changes so you can start monetizing your blog. Shall we get started? I think so. And in case you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks and strategies to help you boost your online presence. Mistake number 1, trying to monetize before you build an audience. So let's say you come up with an idea for a product and you release it into the world, but nobody buys it. What did you do wrong? You didn't have an audience or any engagement to market that product to. Don't be that person. Seriously, if you do this, you're missing such a critical step. It's not rocket science. You need to have an audience to sell your products to. But you can get caught up in this. A lot of people will wait to release something because they think their audience is too small, and then they never end up releasing it. If you have 100 people who are engaged and invested in what you do, you could be successful. It's not about knowing the most people. It's about creating a community of people that trust in what you create. Mistake number 2 is to focus on numbers instead of engagement. It's not all about the numbers. Repeat that back to yourself right now. Yes, if you have loads of page views, this will help. But if you have a load of people who just aren't interested in what you do, then you've got a problem. Numbers aren't everything. Now, engagement, that's where you want to put your focus. Don't always focus on getting new subscribers and followers. Focus on building relationships with the ones that you already have. Think of your followers as your friends. How much do you communicate with them? Imagine how this would work if you had this mindset for your blog. Launching a product to a bunch of strangers would be nowhere near as effective as launching it to your friends. Mistake number 3 is when you don't know who your audience is. This is the big one right here. If you have no idea what your audience wants to buy, don't guess. The thing most people are worried about when they launch something is that no one will buy it, or they will buy it but they won't find it useful. There are actually ways around both of these issues. You need to start by understanding who your audience is, and then you need to figure out what they want from you. Run a survey, join in conversations on social media, or just ask them. Knowing who your audience is and what they need from you will help them see the value in what you have to offer. Mistake number 4 is when you try and monetize through ads and sponsorships. I've shared my thoughts about this on my blog before, but not here on this channel, so here goes. If you only focus on ads and sponsorships, you'll be moving very slowly through the world of monetization. Why would you use monetization techniques that take people away from your website? Because that's basically what ads and sponsorships do. I just don't get it. What's better is to use your blog as a tool to promote yourself. It can also be really tricky to earn a good, decent amount of money from ads and sponsorships, especially if it's your goal to turn your blog into your full-time job. If this is your current main monetization method, then just ask yourself, is it worth it? Mistake number 5 is trying to do it alone. This actually follows on from something that we talked about in yesterday's video, but it's so important. As someone who works from home, I can completely understand why self-employed people just close themselves off. We forget how important relationships are. And you might think that you've got your bases covered by being active on social media. That's exactly what I used to think. But in reality, social media is just your starting point, and typing is not the same as speaking to someone face to face. If you find people that you really connect with on social media and that have similar goals to you, talk to them, then move to email, then Skype them. Now you have someone that you can talk to face about blogging and building an online presence. Game changer. For the longest time, I just blogged by myself. I had no connections whatsoever. But since I started to put this as a focus, it's been a season of growth, and having these people to talk to and plan with is so valuable. Mistake number 6 is that you give up too quickly. I can't even tell you how many blogs are out there right now. Wait a minute, let's just Google that. 440 million. And I bet only a handful of those actually earn a full-time income. It can be really discouraging, but one of the biggest reasons why blogs don't make money is because people give up before they've even given it a chance. I did a workshop at a university recently, and a lot of people told me that they started blogging or started an Instagram account, but they stopped after 3 months because they weren't seeing any results. 3 months? What even is that? It's easy to assume that a lot of people had an overnight success, but that does not exist. The big players in the blogging industry have been working on building their brands for years. Now, I don't want you to start thinking that it's going to take you millions of years. That's the wrong way to think. You just need to put the right strategies in place that are going to help you get there faster. Do what works. Always provide value. That's what's going to get you there. Just because you don't see results instantly doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Keep persevering. And mistake number 7 is that you use too many strategies. This is something I used to do all the time. It's like falling down a rabbit hole. You think, I want to start an email list, and then you spend, 2 hours on so many different blogs, reading blog post after blog post about starting an email list, all with different ideas and strategies, and then you try and put them all together into one magical strategy. And then you think, well, why hasn't that worked? It worked well for them. You don't need to read multiple blog posts on the same topic. There, I said it. You need a system, just one, that will help you reach your goals effectively. So definitely feel free to try different strategies, but make sure you are honing in on what's really working and focus your attention on the thought leaders that you trust the most. So now I want to know, have you made any of these monetization mistakes? And don't be scared in sharing if you have, because I'm holding my hand up here too. And if you want more help when it comes to monetizing your blog and growing your visibility online, then make sure you sign up to my free resource library, because it is jam-packed with free content to help you grow as a brand. I'll leave a link to that in the description. That's all for today, bloggers. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe for more blogging basics so you can get one step closer to a breakthrough. You just bossed it.